Hey guys, Nary here from Drake Queen Gaming, some video on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you with another Let's Play episode of Dawn Course. This is still Torulf's path, so let's just jump right into it. Save 1 is Lake, save 2 is Torulf. I just have to remember that. Okay. Alright guys, let's jump right into it, shall we? I didn't introduce myself earlier. I'm Bjorn. I study neuroscience. Yes, that's me. Good to meet you again. And likewise. Sorry for leaving you like that, but I don't like leaving my bags unattended. Even though he still feels slightly intimidating, he also seems pretty friendly. At least judging by his introduction. Also, if my bag was nothing to him, what the hell did this guy pack to have to make multiple courses? You two know each other yet? He gestures to the raccoon sitting next to him, and I shake my head. This is Travis. And I'm studying neuroscience too. I've started this year. Oh, he's cute. Travis is much smaller than the bear sitting next to him, and even more energetic. Oh god, he's like a kind of like a raccoon lake. He has that lively, eager spark in his eyes that young animals have. Raccoons rarely live in this part of the world, and he speaks with basically no accent. I wonder if he's from around here. You're a raccoon, yes? Are you from here, or did you move here for your studies? No, I'm not a raccoon. I'm a Tanuki. Oh, God. See this tail? No stripes. He smirks, lifting his long, fluffy tail. No stripes, indeed. I feel stupid now. Don't worry. That's a common mistake. I don't mind. And I was born in the U.S., but my mom is from Japan, so I'm half American, half Japanese. Nice to meet you, Carvin. Nice to meet you, too. I smile meekly, still feeling stupid over that mistake. He might say whatever he wants, but it is always rude to mistake someone's species. I want to apologize to him, but I'm interrupted by the waiter putting plates with our meals on our table. Ooh. I could swear his eyes gleamed with pure lust. Before us are two sizable dishes, one with what looks like a root vegetable stew, and the other with some sort of salad. There's also a basket with bread and a plate with sunshine buns, each wrapped in paper for convenience. You know, I did want to ask why there seems to be no meat here. Is this kind of like a Zootopia thing where, like... I don't know, did carnivores eat meat in Zootopia? I think they did. But, like, is this to control their more predatory instincts for them to eat, like... for them to be omnivorous? I don't know, it's just interesting. Ooh, I love those. Soft and fluffy, smelling of cardamom and cinnamon. They became my go-to dessert after moving to Norway. God, I'm gonna try and pronounce this. Ricotta salad and turnip stew. Nice. Light and tasty. Good choice for lunch. Looking at him, I would never guess he likes his lunch light. He's built like a tank, that's for sure. I bite my tongue and refrain from inquiring about this, though. I've just met him, and what a good way to ruin a new friendship that would be. Looks yummy. What do you usually eat for lunch? It's usually a few sandwiches and then a sweet roll or two. Looks like he has a sweet tooth. This I can believe. In Norway, we usually have plain sandwiches for lunch. One topping each, nothing more. It's sort of a tradition to have a lunch as uninteresting as possible. Why? He gestures with the spoon in his paw, looking pretty funny. Very dull tradition, if you ask me. It started with some government-funded program providing lunches for children back when Norway was a poor country. But we're not anymore, and I'd rather have something that brightens up my day. He gives me a wide grin, and I smile back. His good mood is contagious, and despite not knowing each other well, the atmosphere at our table is lively and relaxed. I will never understand why you Norwegians are doing this to yourselves. Like, there's so many good things you can eat, and yet you eat your dark bread with some kind of tasteless paste every day. Travis is already putting some thick stew on his plate, along with a few slices of rye bread. Be glad that we get a lunch like this today. He grabs his glass, full of what looks like orange juice, and lifts it up theatrically. To our university! Finishing the glass in one big beastly gulp, he takes the salad spoon from Travis and starts to put the salad on his plate. Itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. Whatever that means. Travis proclaimed loudly. It would have a greater effect if he had a pair of chopsticks in his paw instead of a spoon. I glance at Miko. He is looking somewhere sideways, not really paying attention to us. If I didn't know him any better, I would have thought that he doesn't want to talk with us. But I do, and I know that he is always silent with new groups of people. He is friendly, of course, but he needs some time to get used to everyone. And the louder and more enthusiastic the company is, the more he retreats into himself. Yep. Oh, Miko, tell them what you always have for lunch. Miko jumps a little in his seat and turns towards us, hoping I didn't give him a heart attack. I make myself a Huhul shake. I don't need anything fancy. Huhul? What's that? It's a shake powder mix that has all the nutrients your body needs. It's as convenient and fast as it gets. Preparation takes literally a minute. It's a really interesting concept. On one paw, it's nutritious and healthy. On the other, it's as processed as food can get. He let me try it once, and while I unexpectedly didn't hate it, I would never recognize it as a proper substitute for a meal. Bjorn clearly doesn't seem convinced either, and Miko is getting flustered. This is not good. Maybe that wasn't the best topic to bring up. Well, it takes some time to get used to, but it's not that bad. I grabbed the salad spoon and started putting food on his plate for him. This is enough, or you want some more? That's enough. I'm not that hungry yet. And thank you. Looking back at the rest, I can see that Bjorn observes us with amusement. Am I doing something weird? This reminds me of the time when Miko would almost spend more time at my place than at his home. We would eat my mother's food together almost every weekday. I remember that Miko tried to tell his father that he eats his lunches in a lunch bar nearby, and that he needed money from him to do that. That failed, of course, because his father didn't really have money. I should stop daydreaming now, though. Instead, I put some stew and salad on my plate. One second. Oh, that smells good. Until now, I didn't really realize how hungry I was. I grab a slice of rye bread and start eating the stew. It has a rich, earthy taste, and the turnips add a crunchy texture. It's flavored masterfully, not bland and not too strong, with a hint of thyme and smoked paprika. Oh, that's good. I needed that. It is indeed. Bjorn was a bit quiet at first too, but with a good meal in front of him, he seems to open up a bit more. He seemed to have a bit of an unapproachable aura to him, but maybe that was just the first impression. Suddenly I hear the door to the cafeteria opening. I turn in their direction and see a figure clad in dark clothes entering the room. And they're walking in our direction. Ah yes, the Cat of Mystery. He sits down next to Bjorn and starts to put food on his plate, all without saying anything. I look at Bjorn questioningly, but he only shrugs, apparently clueless himself. I take a better look at the newcomer. He's definitely a cat, not very tall, average build. Dyed hair and... Is that a pentagram hanging on his neck? Hello, I'm Travis, and I'm a freshman studying neuroscience. How about you? I exhale with relief. Travis's kindness is stronger than the stranger's awkwardness. Good. I was afraid that we'd spend the rest of the lunch in silence. I'm Klaus. Looks like that's all we'll get from him. So, anyway, Carvin, you're from Finland, like Miko, yeah? He told us you two were at the same middle school. Phew, thank you for breaking the silence. Yeah, that's right. We've known each other for quite some time now. We went to different high schools, though, and didn't see each other for some time. But I don't like the direction in which this conversation is going. At the end of the middle school, I developed a crush on Miko, and I started to avoid him for that reason. I wasn't ready to admit, even to myself, that I might not be straight. Thankfully, it's all in the past now. I got over my crush on him after a few hard months that felt like a fever dream. After middle school, we each went to different high schools, and our paths separated. Miko tried to keep in touch, but I couldn't bring myself to talk with him. We separated without a goodbye. But then it turned out that we applied to the same university, although different departments. And just resumed our friendship as if nothing had happened, but we both know there are things we will have to talk about sooner or later. Why did you choose a university here and not in Finland? I needed some change of scenery. Plus, I wanted to study cognitive science, and none of the universities back home had a good syllabus alongside the facilities for that. I've never heard of that subject. What is it about? It's a broad field encompassing neurobiology, psychology, and anthropology. Its main focus being the process of cognition, and what's more fascinating than that? It's how we perceive the world around us and how we perceive ourselves. Potentially, it's the key to understanding the animal mind. Wow, I think I sounded smart. And maybe even convincing, if I had some luck. That's interesting. It overlaps a bit with what I'm studying. We'll see if you'll find a job after that, though. Look who's talking. You're studying marine biology, Miko. Hey, it's also an interesting field. Marine mammals are similar to us in many ways, but did not evolve with opposable thumbs and do not walk on two paws. Wait, what? Oh, this is interesting. But they did not evolve and do not walk with paws. They got... Oh, okay, what do they have? Feet? Oh, we can't even communicate with them. Okay. We cannot communicate yet with them, and I want to work on bridging this gap between us. There's a lot of scientific work to be done here. We're only now finally warming up to the idea that the other creatures around us are also sapient. And what made you study neuroscience, Bjorn? Well, being a neuroscientist is a respectable job, isn't it? And neurobiology is an important field. This is an odd answer for sure. It sounded as if he was trying to convince himself as much as me. These aren't really interesting. What's really interesting is botany. We all look at Klaus, taken aback. He continues, though, not even looking up from his plate. Plants are much more interesting than any animal. We think so highly of ourselves, but this planet belongs to the plants. Without them, no animal could live. What's up with that evil look in his eyes? Attention, everyone! I have a few important things to say. The cafeteria goes silent in an instant. Everyone turns in Coach's direction, who is standing next to his seat. Welcome to the first day of our winter science camp. Ahead of us is a week full of activities, lectures, and practical classes, and some leisure time as well. For now, we'll let you rest. After lunch, you're free to do whatever you please. Today is for integration and fun. Alright guys, I'm going to end it right there. Let's see, save number 2. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another episode of Torulf's Path. Don't forget to like, fave, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell until the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. And we're getting awfully close to 700 subscribers. Bye-bye!